Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, honors, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakak Wadash. I want to give double honors to apostles and elders of the great millstone, teaching this truth time and time again, showing us be men of the Lord, Wadi Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai. And I have a little in transit, just reading a lot of stuff, and I was like, Hebrews and 6, and then like on how Yahushua is our high priest, and in all these situations that's going, and it just had me have a thought to look at through the Spirit, Lord willing. This is 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. So when a thief comes, they don't, on Tuesday, I'm going to come and our apostles always break it down. It's like, so it's going to come when no one knows. Even the Yahushua said, only the Father knows of the day of his return. So, in which the heavens shall pass away with great noise. And then this Esau's rulership that's coming, Babylon, with great noise. So power, is coming. It's gonna be a controversy in Zion. It's like what's gonna happen is gonna be like nothing that before on earth. And the elements shall melt but fervently. And why? Because Babylon the Great is going to go like Sodom and Gomorrah. Thermonuclear destruction. Well, what's called a fire and brimstone. It's basically like the Lord did his own little drop, basically. But this is but he had Esau create these weapons so they can blow it. And the example of what happens to a wicked kingdom. And the earth also shall work therein shall be, and the works that therein shall burn up. So it's going to be destroyed. Seeing then that all these things shall dissolve, what manner of person ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? So make you like what a holy, like your separate conversations. What kind of person you want to be? I want to be a brother, a friend, a friend, like a person that is a peacemaker, a person that is with Yahweh Bashmi Ashai, because the Lord gave us two great: love thy God with all thy power, and love thy brother as thyself. And that's what's important, is like, because you can't, without Yahweh Shai and without a lot of things, you can't. Let me just grab it. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 9. Two are better than one because have a good award for their labor. For if they fall, the one that lifted up his fellow, but woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he has not another to help him. Again, if two lie together, let them have heat. But how can one be warm alone? So you need that. You're not going to do this. We're men. And the Yahushua put the Spirit, but when two or three are among, then I'm two or more men, then I am in the midst. The Spirit is better. You can't do it. The Lord might put a Spirit that you can take 1,000, but you're not going to take everyone on. You don't know, like, it's better to have Solomon. He had 12 counselors, I believe. I told him certain things or what, because all smart kings, you're not going to know everything. But that's where a body, the church, that help build each other, that help warmth. But when you have warmth, you might, or you might not have it, and there's a brother right there to help. You might need something, and even if there's a brother that you help all the time can't because he has his issues and all that stuff, the Lord will send something, or help you. Put a spirit on one of these fucking healers. Imagine when you get money just sent to your account. Certain things, the Lord always comes and provides when you need it. When my car messed up, I didn't even sign in for stimulus checks. But then I just got one, and I needed a payment. To put $4,000 now, and I don't know in the Lord, and I haven't got one since. And I never even filled out anything. It just came. That's what the Lord does. That's what He does to men, to a brother, because so I've prepared all these things. It's in transit. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 2. And though I have a gift of prophecy and understanding all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains and not charity, I have nothing. And charity is just not giving money. It's giving the time, giving the love, and in treating like as if he was Yahushua. So, we all make mistakes and all that stuff. But sometimes when you make mistakes, it's more charity for you to consult that brother. Like, hey, man, I know, but I'm not going away. I'm not going all that stuff. But then we just have to have. And if you look up that word charity, my bad, it's 1 Corinthians. Driving, you know how it is. This is gift of prophet. You can be the most elegant brother, most all that stuff. But if you don't have charity, let's look up that. Agape, affection, God will, love, benevolence, brotherly love. See, like the Lord said, if you love me, but you don't love your brother, because you have seen your brother, all that stuff, and you don't ultimately, because if you have a shot, you forgot that most of the Pharisees and all that stuff, reason why they hated him is because they were jealous. So he made people jealous that he was the son of. This is the son of God. I have nothing I can do is gonna be better than everything he does. He's the pinnacle of humanity. You would get jealous. If you get jealous on just little stupid things, get offended, or brother trying to help you, you would get jealous on him. I understand that we have to help each other, and don't care. And then when it comes to love, friend, like brothers, brothers fight and call that stuff. But then it's demons that they're not true. Look, sometimes. And this is why the Lord told us to do this. So that's why it's a vetting, it's processes in certain situations. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 6, Sirach, chapter 6, verse 7. If thou would get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. So, forgot, Cain tried to kill his brother. So now all Israel is Israel. mistakes and all that stuff. But then, like, it's consequences on certain mistakes. It puts that yardstick around. Now you have to be watched. Now you have to be certain things. Now we have to keep distance. Never know. We don't want to cause confusion in the ministry because it's not our thing. This is Yahushua's church. Anything that's impeding growth or impeding the brotherly blood process, they have to be ostracized. Like I don't know, like the wilderness, at least for some time, so they can even be watched more. Like when you were in the wilderness, you mess up in certain things. You had to be outside the congregation for like sometimes 7 days, just depending. And then the high priest, have to watch you and see, oh, is he okay? Is it unclean? Or is it? They have to make sure. This is Romans chapter 9, verse 6. Not as though the word of God has taken none affection, for they are not all Israel, which are of Israel. So that's why it's some demons. Like, there's some people that are just straight demons. So certain processes have to do to vet certain things out. You have to just understand. Continuing on Sirach, chapter 6, verse 8. For some is a man for an occasion and will not abide in the day of trouble. Look at these other situations, getting offended and like been friends 15 years and then something happened and now airing out businesses, causing it's worse. We created an enemy. So it's just processes because we're late in the game. No matter what person you have to be. For some men is friends of occasion, and the day of trouble, and there is a friend who is being turned to enmity and strife, discovering their reproach. So he's like, oh man, you're rocking with me, and then he just became a demon. That spirit of Cain that killed thy brother. And again, some friends are companions at the table and will not continue in the day of affliction. These are the processes it is. People that have changed, and then he didn't know. He's like, man, like I love. So you have to just certain things. Sometimes you just have to be like out in the wilderness, be watched from afar to see if you're just to make sure if you're not a demon. But in thy prosperous he will be as thyself, and will be bold over thee, and yes, sir. And if he be brought down low, he will be against thee, and will hide himself from thy face. Look at David loved Saul. He wouldn't want to touch the one of the Lord's anointed, but Saul was trying to murder him. And we know the house of Saul is back and the house of David is back. So this is things. Certain situations have to be. This is the Lord. He's a precise power. Even from every square inch of the temple, he had directions on how it should be. He has directions on how brotherhood should be and how certain processes. We're men of culture. We have to have we follow the manual book, which is the scriptures. This is Proverbs chapter 18, verse 20. A man that has a friend must show himself friendly. And there is a friend that is sticking closer than a brother. Self-explanatory. It said, I'm trying to find, I know it's in Sirach. I believe it's in Sirach. They said one that has a quarrelsome spirit will only find trouble. So you just always in an issue. Sometimes it's probably you. So, and sometimes it's just a simple prayer and fast to get it off. Gotta see the spirit, because this is Galatians chapter 6, verse 1. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in fault, ye which are spiritual restore such a one in the spirit of meekness, and considering thyself, lest thou be tempted. Look at the example of what happened with that, how, in Mississippi and stuff. This is why. But be spiritual. Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of a Mashiach. For if a man think himself to be something, when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. But let every man prove their own work. We're not saved by, but you have to prove yourself. Be it, brother. Prove yourself and serve. Then shall he rejoice in himself alone and not in another. For every man shall bear his own burden, knowing that, I did it for the brother. I did it for our nation, but not the nation of Israel, the elect of Israel. Yahweh Shatan, the Lord's elect. Because we got to understand, this is Titus chapter 1, verse. But be but a lover of hospitality, a lover of good men, sober, just, temperance. Look up these words. Holy, fast, and faithful words as hate been taught, and that they might be able by sound see. I let me see. I have one more scripture. Yep. I should have continued, but this is Sirach, back in Sirach 6. Verse 14, for a faithful friend is a strong defense, and he that found such a one have found a good found, because we have now Yahweh Shai is in the mix, and now you have a little Yahweh Shai that you have taught aspect of Yahweh Shai in that, brother. Because if he's not in the house of Shai, he's king. So with that, I want to give all glory, honors, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash, the Water Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai.